I'm Jason, and welcome to ElitistGuide.com. I also respect your valuable time, so I'll cut straight to the chase. This is something absolutely incredible that I want to share with you today. But before we continue, let me warn you that if you're still looking for that one secret system that will give you miracle results in a flash, this isn't it. This page will teach you something different, something empowering, something that no one else has the guts to teach. You're on this page right now because you finally are ready to break free from the shackles and assume control of your gaming destiny with this amazing opportunity. You've already got what it takes to join the pros by the simple fact that you're willing to inform yourself and discover new ways to beat the odds and master the game. This is where I step in. The major gripe I have with a lot of so-called systems out there is, well, these so-called pros, a term that gets thrown around too easily nowadays, don't actually play the game. Instead, they spend all their time trying to sell you the next big system instead of actually dominating the content they claim they're so amazing at. But enough about them. Let's focus on what these class-specific guides are really about. Now, I have to warn you at first, this is one of my most closely guarded secrets. So, for good reason, as you're about to see, I'm not going to leave this video up for very long. Now, you may or may not have heard me to this point. I don't really care. Before I set out to develop this class-specific blueprint, I was involved in one of the biggest WoW organizations in the world. I hesitate in calling this group of insanely talented yet humble individuals a guild because we were so much more than that. Among our many achievements, securing a couple of world and server firsts, maintaining a permanent spot in the top 10 arena teams every season. From the original expansion to Burning Crusade all the way to Cataclysm, we've always been at the forefront of PvE and PvP. We also run a WoW website that's hugely popular with over 20,000 active forum members. That's all I can reveal for now, as I've promised my guild leader to keep my in-game identity a secret. But I'm sure the more observant reader will have noticed the name and appreciated the significance of my affiliation's accomplishments. And in case you're wondering, these methods don't involve cheap tricks that will get your account banned. You won't have 300 pages of reading in front of you. The thought of sitting through 300 pages of PDF content makes my stomach turn. You don't need to leave your friends to join the best guild in your server or play hundreds of hours to get their success. What you get in Elitist Guide is not just another rehash package of unrelated topics which really aren't that effective. It's a comprehensive program that starts from the ground up with a central focus on what's most important, your class. What's the meaning of class in the context of a MMORPG? A class is the primary adventuring style of a player character, which determines the type of weapons and armor it can use, as well as what abilities, powers, skills, and spells it will gain in the game. It is the most important part of the game and requires total mastery in order to advance further in the world of Warcraft. Elitist Guides breaks the mold of previous guides by being the first program of its kind to focus on the most crucial aspect of the game, your class. And all it takes is an open mind to apply these real strategies assembled from the workshop of the most talented individuals to ever play the game. With Elitist Guides, we start with the most basic steps and concepts. Advanced veteran players will benefit from this approach, as they're forced to think about their play style and the bad habits and mistakes they often make. Once they have identified these weaknesses, adjustments can then be made to improve their skills and abilities. Sounds simple, right? Simple but not easy. Please, if anything, just remember this. The guides and so-called gurus are not going to tell you this stuff because most of them flat out don't know it. And their cartel of self-appointed, self-serving experts don't have the guts to call each other out. When I read sites or check up on my fellow gamers, I always wonder, why are people bending over backwards to get ahead with tired old strategies when they could be dominating the auction house with actual proven strategies? The average player? Well, they don't stand a chance using the strategies being dished out by guys like that. Elitist Guide works for beginners. It works for advanced players. It even works for busy corporate types with full-time jobs who have families to feed, and they really love it because they can still live their lives and enjoy every second they have playing the game and not mindlessly stumbling their way through the game. But please, don't take my word for it. If you're skeptical, you may want to listen to some of my readers. These are genuine, unsolicited testimonials from the countless players who've benefited from my system. Let me give you a few quotes. Irvin notes, when my guildie told me he found a dead simple way to get full Season 8 gear, I just knew I had to give it a try. I decided to do a test on my shaman to see if it was all that it was cracked up to be. Within 1 month, I was well on my way, and this is by far the easiest route I've taken.
Elitist Guide rocks. Simple and brilliant.
Jordan says, I wanted to express my huge thanks and appreciation for your guides. I can't tell you how much they've helped me, certainly past my expectations. If I ever clap eyes on you in person, this 6'6" British guy is going to lift you right off the ground, hug you tight, and kiss you on both cheeks. This information is nothing short of brilliant. Thank you so much. And Garth from Canada writes, I was happy to see the guides has everything you need to get started, as well as mastering the class. These methods outlined are proven. The PvP scenarios you provide make it simple to follow what's going on, and you didn't leave anything out. Now, I don't run back as often as I did. Thanks, Jason. Now let's move on to the dreaded but inevitable discussion of how much this information is worth to you. I'm not going to play marketing games here on price. An Elitist Guide will cost you $27. Now, that can seem like a lot or a little depending on where you are with your finances right now, but let me ask you this. If I were to magically appear at your house and spend the whole day solving your in-game problems and teaching you how to properly play your class, would you take me to dinner as a thank you? The cost of this course is about the same as the cost of dinner out at your downtown Italian restaurant for two. It's not McDonald's, but it's not the most expensive place in town either. I feel it's a fair price, and I think you'll agree once you see all the value you're getting. But wait, just one more thing I have to say before you anxiously click on the Add to Cart button. My system was designed for players from all skill levels, so it doesn't matter if you're new to the game or a grizzled old veteran. My techniques are guaranteed to work regardless of your current skill level. You do not need to have years of experience in the world of Warcraft to make this work. Just one character and a willingness to learn. That's all I ask of you. And just to make sure, my support team and I will be there by your side to hold your hand until you're safely across the finish line. The icing on the cake, my ironclad 100% money-back guarantee. Follow the actionable steps outlined with every guide for a full 60 days, and if at any time you believe this product is not for you, that the information it contains has not dramatically improved your gameplay and make your whole gaming experience more enjoyable, let me know. I will refund your full purchase, no questions asked. I don't want it. I'm serious in what I do, and I only want to build my reputation as such. Still not fully convinced? Let's talk numbers. You want to talk numbers? If you're like me and most players out there who play 2 or more classes, if you can't live without melee but can't do it without casters either, if you really want to enjoy everything the game has to offer, you don't have to choose. For a very limited time, you can grab the complete Elitist Guide Collection, which contains a copy of each and every class guide for a one-time payment of only $77. Yes, that's right. Everything above is yours today for just $77. Over 68% off if you act now. This is your complete blueprint for dominating every single aspect of the world of Warcraft. There's only one thing you can do to get your hands on this. Click that great big sexy button. It's your choice. Take your game to the next level or waste another day in front of the screen. It all comes down to choice, and the choice is yours. And at this point, it's one or the other. Success or failure. If you don't hit the Add to Cart button, this won't be your last failure. Act now. Your adventures in the mythical world of Azeroth have barely begun. Take it off the map, off the charts, to places you never imagined. I wish for you an excellent adventure. Seriously, this offer won't last long. Buy now and redeem yourself before those people in line behind you shove you out of the way. If you're too scared to do it now, you'll be too scared to do it forever. The opportunity is sitting here staring you in the face. Take it or leave it. It's only you who has to live with the regret of your decision. In the time it's taken for you to listen to the last 5 lines, 10 other people have purchased the power to change their lives. So act now before it slams down on you forever. Come on, click the button. Jason, out.
Thank you.